Scammers can now clone your child's voice using AI, and they're using it to steal thousands of dollars. A mother in Florida received a call. On the other end, she heard her daughter's hysterical, crying voice saying she was in a car accident. A man got on the line posing as an attorney and said he needed $15,000 cash to post bail immediately. Believing the call was real, she withdrew the cash and handed it to a courier in a shoebox. Meanwhile, her daughter was safe at work.
There was nothing that could have convinced me that that was not my daughter's voice that day.
The scammers called back demanding $30,000 more, claiming the victim's baby had died. That's when her real daughter texted her during a lunch break and the scam fell apart. Your voice is already online in social media videos. That's all they need to clone it. Quick tip, set up a family code word today because when you hear your child in distress, all logic disappears.
All right, let me ask you something. What if the biggest lie that you've been told is the one that you don't even know that you're living in? And I'm not just talking about those scam emails you delete without a second thought. I'm talking about a whole system of deception stitched right into the fabric of America. We're talking about AI that can snatch your loved one's voice to clean out your bank account, all the way up to the highest levels of power where promises are made just to be broken. So today, we're pulling the curtain back on the scams, the lies, and the broken promises they never wanted you to see. So picture this, the phone rings. You look down and it's mom or your kid. You answer and you hear their voice shaking with panic. They're in trouble. A car wreck? Is it a bogus arrest? Some emergency? Your heart hits the floor. Now, of course, you do anything to help, so you send the money. A few hours later, you call them to check in, and they have no idea what you're talking about. They were never in trouble. Their voice was stolen. And look, this ain't some sci-fi movie. This is happening right now, all across the country. Welcome to the age of the AI scam. For years, scammers had to rely on your imagination, but now they don't have to. With just a few seconds of audio from a TikTok, an old voicemail, or whatever, AI can clone a voice so perfectly, it's terrifying. It's the ultimate emotional weapon, turning your love for your family into a weak spot. The FBI is out here screaming about this because it's not just voices, it's deep fake videos of celebrities hawking bogus cryptocurrency schemes that have already tricked people out of billions of dollars. Now imagine seeing a perfect video of some famous billionaire guaranteeing that you'll get rich off of a new crypto platform. It looks real, it sounds real, but it's just a digital mask designed to drain your savings. One person lost $10,000 falling for a deep fake of Elon Musk. It's a level of trickery our brains just aren't built to second guess. And these attacks are getting scary personal. Phishing emails, the ones that used to be easy to spot with their bad grammar, they're now perfect, professional, and written just for you. The AI scrapes your social media, it finds your hobbies, your job, your recent Amazon buys, and crafts a message that you're almost guaranteed to trust. That text from your bank with a flawless logo warning you about a suspicious login, one click is all it takes.
My mom's bank account just got emptied by a scammer, and I want to tell you what happened so it doesn't happen to you. So my mom was trying to get a hold of Roku because she watches all of her shows off of her Roku, and she wanted to get rid of some of the Disney and Paramount Plus. So she Googled the number for Roku. It gave her a phone number, and she calls, and they walk her through. I don't exactly know what happened because all I know is that somehow they talked her into opening a remote desktop sort of thing, and she thought that they were just sending a text message that she had to click to verify. Well, they got a hold of her banking information. They did it all. She runs in my room frantically saying they just emptied her bank account. And what these people they did is they were very cunning, and they knew exactly what they were doing. They were trained well to easily walk her through the steps to give them authority to pretty much access all of her information on her phone, her passwords, everything. And so luckily we were able to call the bank and get fraud on it right away. But what they did is they took all of her money from her bank account, put it into Cash App, and then started withdrawing it and sending it to them. So luckily she's able to get her money back, but she had a funny feeling when she got off the phone with him, and she checked her email, and there she saw all the transactions were happening. But if she didn't have that funny feeling, didn't check it, and just, sat back down and watched her shows, her money probably would have been gone. And I don't know, but please warn people, this is not just calls that are coming into you. It's you calling out to random numbers that they are doing it this way. I don't even know how, but please share this because the people need to be warned.
It gets even deeper than that, y'all. They're now creating whole fake people from scratch with synthetic identity fraud. They mix real information like a stolen social security number with AI generated details to build a brand new believable person. This ghost can open bank accounts and get credit cards, running up debt under a name that doesn't even exist. It's a nightmare. The technology is moving so fast that fraud attempts using deepfakes surged by 3% in 2023 alone. And between 22 and 23, the amount of identity fraud using deepfakes jumped from just 2% to 2.6%, a number that keeps on climbing. The game has changed. The con artists have weaponized our best instincts against us.
Never say yes on the phone with someone you don't know. Let me explain. Scammers are asking basic questions like, can you hear me? Is this Lori? Or are you the homeowner? They record you saying yes, and then they use your voice recording to authorize fraudulent transactions or charges to your account. So if this happens to you, don't say the word yes. Answer their question with a question or just hang up. Share with family and friends, please, and please stay safe.
And if they're not coming for you with the fake voice, they're coming for your crypto wallet. For the last 10 years, crypto has been sold to us as a future, financial freedom for the little guy, a way to get out from under the thumb of the big banks. And that promise, that digital gold rush, has pulled in millions of regular people who pour their savings and their hope into everything from Bitcoin to some coin that you've never even heard of. But for way too many, that dream has turned into a nightmare. It's a new Wild West out here, where fraud isn't just a risk, it's a business model. In 2024 alone, a mind-blowing $14.5 billion was stolen around the world through crypto scams. And the United States is the number one target. And your social media feed is their favorite hunting ground, linked to more than half of all crypto fraud schemes. Now, one of the worst is the pig butchering scam. And yeah, the name is that grim for a reason. Scammers, usually with a fake attractive profile on a dating app or Instagram, will spend weeks, even months, getting to know you, building real emotional trust. They don't mention money at first. They talk about life, dreams, about a future. They are very patient, charming, and 100% fake. And then once they've got you, they start fattening you up. They'll casually mention how much money they're making on some special crypto platform. They show you fake screenshots of huge returns. They offer to guide you to help you get your money right. You start small, and on the fake platform that you're looking at, it looks like it's working. Your little investment is going up, it's skyrocketing, so you put in more money. Maybe your life savings. And then when you finally try to cash out your profits, the site freezes up. The person you thought that you were building a future with, gone. Your money, gone. The median loss is over $7,000, but so many people lose everything.
I'm so sorry to have to tell you this, but this is a common type of scam called pig butchering, and I would really encourage you to look that term up. This is a sophisticated type of scam. It's designed to build your trust over time with like a polished app or a website and promises of passive income. QFS and other conspiracies are used for this a lot by many different scammers. And they target you because you follow content that makes you susceptible to trusting a certain kind of narrative, or maybe a certain kind of creator, or maybe, you know, they impersonate someone you trust or pretend to be falling in love with you to convince you to send them money or invest in a platform that seems real, but it doesn't really exist. And sometimes the most sophisticated ones, they even send you a little bit of money back to prove that their model is working, but this is just a tactic to gain your trust and get you to send them more. The truth is that the moment you sent them any money, it was gone forever. And in most cases, there's no recovery. Often, these scammers will string people along until they are in love or over leveraged or desperate, and they make you send them withdrawal fees, or they might pay you out in junk crypto tokens that you can't move or don't have value, and then eventually they disappear. The best thing that you can do if you've sent them money is stop talking with them immediately. Disconnect your accounts and focus on making that money back another way through work or investments you control. And while any money you send is probably gone, you should still report the scam to the FBI, their Internet Crime Complaint Center. The website for that is ic3.gov. FTC.gov, that's the Federal Trade Commission, and then you should call 911. You should report this crime to your local authorities. This is going to establish a record of the crime. That could possibly help you recover the funds. It's still not likely. And it could help prevent other people from being scammed, maybe even bring the scammers to justice. In the future, going forward, do not trust anyone on social media who is asking you for money, who is offering investment opportunities, who claims they can help you back up your crypto wallet or recover lost funds, okay? That's a big one. No legitimate creator will ever DM you first asking you to invest. No legitimate recovery expert is ever going to contact you to say, I found you on the dark web. It looks like you've been scammed by cryptocurrency scammers. Can I help you recover it? I can help you get it back. No, they can't. They know you've been scammed. Often it's the same people who are turning around to scam you again because now you're desperate. And generally speaking, scammers impersonate trusted figures or try to make you fall in love with them first to lure you in. Okay? Anybody like this is almost certainly running another kind of scam. The last thing I want to tell you is that you are not the first person to fall for something like this, but I know it can feel very isolating. And I want you to know that you are not alone.
And then you've got the rug pulls, which accounted for over $2.9 billion in stolen crypto in 2024. Developers will launch a hot new product, a hot new project, hype it up, and get everybody to throw money at it. And then poof, they disappear, taking all the money with them.
So I just got scammed by this crypto coin. It's called rug pull. I'm tired of crypto. I'm tired of all this. Y'all tell me to invest in this crypto and this and that. And then a motherfucker want a rug pull, they say. It's called Dogecoin. I'm not messing with crypto no more.
AI has put all of this on steroids. AI generated deepfake scams, often using the face of a known crypto founder, shot up 900% between 2023 and 25. The human cost is devastating. And an Ontario couple lost their entire life savings of $42,000 to a deepfake video of a government official. They were just trying to save for their health problems. Now they have nothing. These aren't just numbers, they're shattered lives. The promise of freedom has become a machine for theft, and the price is paid by the hopeful and the trusting. So look, I know this is a lot, and it's heavy. The world of digital finance and online security can feel like you're always a step behind. If you're getting some value out of this breakdown, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We're committed to exposing these games and giving you the tools that you need to protect yourself and your family. Your support really does help us keep this mission going, so hit that subscribe button. So now let's get back to it. The scams we've talked about so far, they operate in the shadows. But there's another kind of lie, one that's told in broad daylight, under the brightest spotlights and the broadcast to millions. I'm talking about the political promise. It's a special kind of lie that doesn't just empty our wallets, but it empties our faith in the very system that's supposed to be working for us. We hear it every election cycle. Promises, promises, promises. Donald Trump vowed to stand with working people and lower grocery prices. He promised to end the war in Ukraine before he even got back into office. He promised to eliminate taxes on Social Security, but the war is still going. And many of these pledges just fade away, with some even laughed off later as having been said in jest. In jest, sir. And don't get it twisted. This is not a partisan problem. It's a systemic one.
If we don't all start seeing the benefits of mass deportations, the benefits of covering up for the Jeffrey Epstein trafficking ring, the benefits for keeping all these wars going on all over the world, if we don't start seeing the benefits of the Trump regime immediately, yesterday, now, or at least tomorrow, like in our immediate future, if you don't, no benefit. So what are we doing all of this for? Prices are just going to get higher. They're saying, oh, we made money off of tariffs, but it's like, yo, are you going to see that money? Am I going to see that money? When do we get to start saving money? Let me know if you're still on board this insane Trump train, if you ask me. When does it start getting good? Because at this point, all I've seen is a bunch of infliction of harm. I haven't seen the benefits. So where's my benefits?
President Biden promised a pathway to citizenship for nearly 11 million people, a bill that went nowhere. He vowed to end wars in the Middle East, a promise that got real complicated real fast. This is the game. Leaders promise job growth while their policies lead to layoffs. They promise to protect American industry and then slap on tariffs that hurt the very people that they claim to be helping. They stand on stage talking about fiscal responsibility while adding trillions to the national debt. It creates this deep, nasty cynicism.
Western politics is a scam. Check this shit. The greatest illusion was making you think that you're in control and you can make the decisions. So you show up to those voting booths like, oh, I'm going to vote for that party. They talk about things I believe in and will change my life for the better. No, they won't. It's a scam. You don't hear nothing from these politicians all year round. And when it comes to election time, they're knocking on your door. They're telling you everything you want to hear. Why? Because they want your vote. They don't care about you. They don't care about your struggle and your strife. They don't care about anything apart from power, apart from control. That's all they care about. They want to be in charge so they can be in charge of the money. And it's all an act. They sit in the House of Commons arguing with each other, pretending to care, but they don't. They're all cronies. They're all buddies. They went to the same colleges and universities with each other like Eton. They treat their parties like football teams. Who's gonna win? They don't really care. It's all a scam. In my opinion, what we need to do is take the money out of politics. All those roles should be volunteers, and they should be from the people, by the people, for the people. And all of this party, that party, it's just another way to keep us divided. At the end of the day, most of us just want a fair society. But then I find myself thinking,
when you see that promises are just marketing slogans, you start to check out. You start to believe the whole system is rigged, which ironically makes you the perfect target for the next person who comes along promising to burn it all down. Somebody once said it perfectly. We vote on Pepsi or Coke when all we need is clean water. And that's exactly how it feels. The broken contract hurts the most when it messes with our basic security. Remember the Budapest Memorandum in 1994? Ukraine gave up its nuclear weapons in exchange for security guarantees from the US. The UK and Russia, 20 years later, Russia invaded, and those guarantees turned out to be hollow. At home, the American dream itself feels like a lie. How does it make sense that paying off your debt can actually make your credit score drop? And don't get me started on being told that you have the best health care in the world right after getting a $5,000 bill for an ambulance ride. Girl, please. These aren't just policy failures. They're moral failures. They're cracks in the foundation. So if the little scams are the foot soldiers and the broken political promises are the officers, then systemic misinformation is the 5-star general. This is the grand deception, the one that wants to rewrite reality itself. It's a strategy that goes beyond telling a lie and tries to create a world where the truth is so fuzzy, so argued over, that it just doesn't matter anymore. And when people don't know what to believe, they become easy to control.
What if I were to say that the Democrat and Republican Party aren't in it to win elections, but actually to lose them? And I saw a documentary on this a while back that talked about this premise in which they switch the majority back and forth by working together to do it, and purposely sabotage their own parties so that they won't get large majorities in either the House or the Senate. And let's think about this for a sec. If you have people who are donating millions of dollars to your campaign to keep your job, you're going to feel obligated to them. We all would, at least most of us. That's why we don't take money from friends and family or complete strangers, because we'd feel some type of obligation towards them. And they obviously do too. But you can't pass legislation that benefits that donor class and fuck over the people who are actually electing you, unless you keep the majority so slim that you can always blame the other side for why you had to do it. I mean, both sides keep saying they work for us, they work for the working class, but yet we never see shit come out of Congress that actually benefits us. Why? It's the other side's fault. It's a Democrat's fault. Nope, it's a Republican's fault. So anytime anybody gets a slim majority in one of the House or Senate, nothing gets done, and it's always a fight because we're trying to do this for you, but the other side won't let us. So they're making us take it out. Yeah, we're going to get you higher wages, but you know what? The Republicans took that out of the bill. Or, we're trying to get you better health care, but those damn Democrats, they don't want it. And we keep falling for it over and over again. We seem to think that this party is working for us. And we keep fighting each other, and we keep arguing with each other, instead of going, wait a minute. It's not my neighbor. It's not the guy I work with. It's the elites, the 1% that are causing this. And they don't want you to know this, because guess what? There's a hell of a lot more of us than there are of them. And they don't want us to band together. They don't want to have 100% of this country saying, this is what we want, and if you don't do it, your ass is gone. But we won't do it because we can't have a Democrat in our midst. We can't have a Republican. But if you think about it as, it doesn't really matter because they all work for one person. What's it matter what party they associate with? And I've seen this in some of my small towns around here, that if you talk to the person, they may have Republican or Democratic values, but they ran as the opposite party because that's all they knew would be elected in that area. They don't hold those views, but they ran for that party because that's the only one that people would elect them for. Guys, we're being scammed, and we need to knock off the bullshit, start banding together, and take our country back. Stop relying on these goddamn politicians. Not even the orange turd is going to save us. We have to do it together.
This is the whole goal of something like Project 2025. This is a nearly 1,000-page playbook spearheaded by the Heritage Foundation for a complete and total teardown of the American government as we know it. Supporters say it's about getting rid of bureaucracy, but critics, including legal experts, have called it an authoritarian, Christian nationalist plan to destroy the rule of law and our civil liberties. The plan is wild. It calls for getting rid of the Department of Education, gutting programs like Head Start for poor kids, and taking away civil rights protection for LGBTQ students. It wants to put independent agencies like the Department of Justice and the FBI under the direct political control of the White House. It's all based on this fringe idea of the unitary executive theory, which pretty much says the president can do whatever he want to do. But this isn't just about changing policies. It's about changing the whole structure of our democracy. It proposes firing tens of thousands of federal workers who got their jobs based on merit and replacing them with people chosen only for their political loyalty. The stated goal is to have an army of loyalists in place on day one, ready to do whatever they're told with no questions asked. Now, the language that they use to sell this is its own kind of scam. They talk about rescuing the country, but their policies are a radical break from democratic norms. It's a classic bait and switch. Promise stability, but plan a revolution. It feeds on the exact cynicism that decades of broken promises created, offering a final solution that is actually the biggest scam of all. We're living in the wreckage of this right now. Trust in everything, the media, the government, science, is at rock bottom, and that emptiness is being filled by bad actors. Mega churches that get rich off hope, colleges that charge a fortune for useless degrees, and political campaigns that are just permanent fundraising machines. They all run on the same principles. Sell the dream, but make sure the customer stays dependent. This is the slow, quiet replacement of a democratic republic with a hypocrisy built on a mountain of lies. So we've gone through the dark underbelly of it all, from the terror of an AI clone voice tricking a grandparent to the massive crypto frauds, all the way to the top where the promises that are supposed to hold our society together are treated like trash. A really disturbing pattern starts to show. The tools of the scam are getting better and faster. At the same time, our main defense, trust, is being torn down on purpose. Decades of broken promises and a constant fire hose of misinformation have left us divided, cynical, and wide open to attack. Now this is a fight of our time. It's a fight for truth. It's a fight for the simple idea that a person's word should mean something, whether they're a stranger on the internet or a president in the Oval Office. Protecting yourself isn't just about being careful with your credit card anymore. It's about cultivating a radical skepticism. It means you have to verify everything. You have to question authority. You have to hold leaders accountable, not for their pretty promises, but for their actual results. These systems of deception, they thrive when we're silent and overwhelmed. They are counting on us being too busy or too divided to notice what's really going on. So the most powerful thing that you can do is refuse to be silent. Talk about this with your people. Share this information. If you get hit with the scam, report it. If a politician breaks a promise, call it out. Don't let the noise beat you down, because in the end, the only thing that can fight a world full of lies is a population armed with the truth. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have to vent it all out in the comment section and let's talk about it. See you in the next one. After all, it's just my unapologetic opinion.
Did y'all hear what Nick Fuentes said? That's one of Trump's biggest supporters. And this is what he had to say.
And now he says, if you're not on board with the Epstein cover-up, oh, I don't want your support. You're a weakling. Fuck you. Fuck you. You suck. You are fat. You are a joke. You are stupid. You are not funny. You are not as smart as you think you are. You are, and honestly, and if you watch my show, you know I've been very critical. I've never been this far. This just goes to show this entire thing has been a scam. When we look back on the history of populism in America, we are going to look back on the MAGA movement as the biggest scam in American history. And the liberals were right. The MAGA supporters were had. They were.
Wow, Nick. Now, it's very frustrating hearing y'all MAGAs come out and say this now. Now y'all want to open your fucking eyes and see that y'all were scammed when it's too fucking late. I'm so happy that y'all are finally waking the fuck up. Goddamn, why the fuck y'all couldn't do it before November?
So this is before he read the big beautiful bill.
I bet y'all don't think Donald Trump's a liar now. No taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security passed the House today with flying colors. Thank you, Donald Trump. Bless y'all's heart. Y'all are some fucking stupid people.
And this is after.
Then you turn around and pass the bill and it's a crock of shit. Of course, when you put it in big, bold, beautiful letters, it looks great. We're going to vote for you. And you knew what you were doing. No taxes on overtime. You didn't give no fucking details. Your details that we read ain't worth a flying fuck. A lot of people go off what Donald Trump says. We're not going to go read the shit.
And what have we learned, Lucas? Please tell me that you guys have learned something from this. Okay, Lucas, because your main takeaway should be stop believing Donald Trump when he says things, because none of it is true. Lucas, I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you this. Every sentence that comes out of Trump's mouth is either highly exaggerated or just completely made up. Like, for instance, these last couple weeks he's been saying, we have to pass my big beautiful bill, or everyone's taxes are gonna go up by 67%. No, that's not at all what would have happened. He just makes shit up. And this is what we don't understand about you guys, Lucas, is you guys are over there being like, we can't trust the lying media. We can only trust this one man who never tells the truth. Why? Luke, I dare you guys to Google the things that Trump says out loud on any given day, and you will find out so quickly how full of shit he is. All right, Luke, sorry you had to find out the hard way, but it's an important lesson to learn in life. Enjoy your 4th of July over there, Luke, and make sure to spread the word on this, because it'd be great if Trump could stop scamming all of your friends and family, like as soon as possible. All right? Cool. Thank you, buddy. Good luck.